preview access provided by PlayStation. Huber,
Yo.
I got to go up to PlayStation. They
Nice.
flew me up there. Hadn't been to PlayStation HQ in a while, dude. Like, I was thinking about it. Last time I was, like, actually at PlayStation HQ was a preview event for the PS4.
Whoa.
Like, Killzone Shadowfall and stuff.
Holy crap. So it's been a while.
Yeah.
Dang.
So it's kind of funny because, like, Naughty Dog is closer to my house than the studio.
Yeah,
but-
I'm surprised it wasn't there.
Yeah. Anyways.
Probably because they're working on secret stuff.
Yeah, they might not want me to see what else is happening around there. But a small event, like I saw like a guy from IGN there. Sancho West was in the room with me.
Nice.
There was like only two
Shout out.
stations in our room, and I think like another couple stations in another room.
Yeah.
Couple of weird little technical quirks. Just due to the nature of like the dev kits and the capture kits I had, I didn't actually get any audio on my footage.
Yeah.
Sancho had issues too, but he was able to at least get a couple of clips with audio. So if you hear anything with audio, that's Sancho footage.
Nice.
But we really just use that to like fill in the blanks here and there.
Cool.
But yeah, it was entirely focused on the no return mode of Last of Us Part 2 Remastered. This is a new like roguelike mode.
So hyped.
And it's pretty cool. I'd say it's probably just like worth that $10 on its own.
Yeah.
Like, you know, there's a lot going into it, and it's tough. But it's also tough because it's like you're jumping back into a game 3 years later. I know you've played it probably more recently.
Oh, I'm always playing it.
Yeah. So it's been a minute since I played Last of Us Part 2. So like my first few clips of just bad failures of like, how do I run again? And what's the reload button and stuff like that.
Yeah. I get that. Totally.
Yeah. So essentially, the way that this kind of works is there is a hideout that you have where you kind of like prep for each part of your run.
Love
and
that.
And your run is shown on like a cork board with like a bunch of like Polaroid photos pinned to the wall with like strings attaching them. And that randomizes every time. So it's like there's the same like set of levels, but there's differences and like different like modes for each one of those encounters and modifiers and stuff like that. We'll get into a little bit more in depth. And they sort of like branch off from each other. So it's like you decide to take this path or take that path or whatever, like after you finish the first encounter. But the hideout is sort of like where you are in between. So the hideout is like sort of like where you make your upgrades to your character and where you like purchase new guns and upgrade your guns and all this kind of thing.
Yeah, I saw some clips and like Ellie's is in the movie theater, like up there in the projection room. It's cool.
Yeah, and then Abby's is on in the aquarium.
The aquarium, yeah. Cool.
Yeah.
Very cool.
And that actually kind of goes into how they unlock. That's one of the first things I looked at because when you start out, it's only Ellie and Abby that you have unlocked.
Mm-hmm.
And then you unlock the rest like in sequence on their side. So like if you do 2 encounters, not even a full run, just 2 encounters with Ellie, then you unlock Dina. If you do 2 with Dina, you unlock Jesse, then you unlock Tommy, then you unlock Joel. And then on Abby's side, it goes from like Abby to Lev to Yara to Mel to Manny.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah.
So those are all the characters.
Yes. So 10 characters
Sweet.
in all that they've shown off.
Dang.
And, you know, maybe they'll add more like down the road, but that's what they've got
Yeah.
for launch.
Very cool.
And each character has their own like specific loadout in terms of like weapons and perks. So Ellie starts off with a pistol and a Molotov, and then she has like 50% more supplements for upgrading the upgrade trees. Abby starts off with a pistol and a hammer, so you have
Hell
a melee
yeah.
weapon on you from the
Iconic.
start. She also has a perk where she heals on melee kills.
Mm-hmm.
And then Dina starts with a trap mine recipe from the start, which otherwise like you would either get randomly through the shop or through other means.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't unlock anyone else, but Sancho West was saying that Joel and Tommy might not, like, it sounds like they can't dodge. So
Whoa.
they're like sort of negative-ish trade-offs as well.
Awesome.
You have to learn how to deal with not being able to dodge.
Tanks. I love it.
Yeah. And then there are also, like, as you go through all of these different challenges, unlock other things as well. So they're like, you'll unlock different skins for each character.
Did you get a sense of how many skins there were?
It seems like there's a lot. Sancho was looking through them more than I was. I just saw like a plaid for Ellie and then like old Naughty Dog shirt for Abby. But I think like from the start you can go through and see like everything that can be unlocked.
Nice.
Um, and then yeah, when you're in your hideout, you can upgrade your character. What's interesting is there are these different like upgrade paths that you unlock based on which encounters you decide to go to. So when you go to an encounter, like on the board, you can see all of the different things that you're going to get for rewards, and sometimes those include like upgrade paths. And there's like only like 3 items on an upgrade path, but it's like if you want to go for more precision or if you want to go for more melee or whatever, like that's sort of like how you plot out your run is part of that.
That's really cool. That's really cool because then that leads you to go, for currency, or maybe you're trying to unlock a character, or maybe you want those extra upgrade paths. So that's cool. So there's something to think about, it feels like, when you're really choosing where to go.
Yeah. Cool. And then the gun rack in the hideout is where you buy guns and ammo, and that stuff is like basically randomized. There's even like a thing where you can spend some of your resources to like re-roll if you don't like what's in there.
Mm-hmm.
But like different guns and ammo pop in there. I even come across some like rare special weapons, which are like they're like kind of more of gold color on there. So there's like a silenced SMG that had popped in there on one of my runs. There's a flamethrower that popped in on another run. And then you've got the weapons bench where you can like spend parts to like, modify or put scopes and stuff on weapons.
So you get scrap to do that, supplements to upgrade your character, and then a different currency to buy other weapons?
Yeah, it's just like coins or whatever.
Nice. Three currencies, though. That's pretty sweet.
Yeah. And then all of that stuff resets after a run. Like you just if you die, like you lose everything.
So then unlocking skins and characters is just based on progression per run, not
No, skins and characters are
currency?
separate. Yeah, skins and characters are permanent unlocks.
Yeah. No, but I mean on a run, that's how you get them. You don't get like some meta currency to buy them later. You have to get far in a run.
You get them from challenges. So like that's what I was saying. So like for unlocking a character, you just have to like do 2 encounters with the previous character.
Got it. Okay, that's pretty chill.
And similar things for like the skins and stuff. It's like you complete the challenge and then you get the reward. Cool. So there's never any point where I was like buying anything that was permanent. All of the currency was for stuff on that run.
Got it.
And then there's 4 modes for an encounter total. You start with 2 of them, and then the other 2 are unlocked as you keep playing. I didn't play the later 2. I had unlocked them, but they never came up on the runs. So the first basic type is assault, where you have to like take out waves of enemies.
Classic.
And it seems like every assault encounter is like 3 waves of enemies, at least what I've seen so far. But an encounter that's later down the line will have more enemies per wave.
Nice.
So if you're on like the first encounter, you'll have like 3 enemies per wave on that. But if you're like on encounter 4 or 5, you might have 4 or 5 enemies per wave.
Nice.
And then between waves, there's a supply box that'll pop up, and then you've got like 20 seconds between waves to like get to the supply box, get anything out of there, find any other supplies that are in the levels, craft things, use your med kits. Like you've got to rush and figure out what you're gonna do at that time. The other mode that I played, which I found a lot harder, because with Assault I was like I learned like I could really like lean into stealth and just go into full Predator mode and take people down that way.
That's fun.
But with the other mode, Hunted, you have to survive a set amount of time. It looked like it was generally about 2 minutes. And it's just about beating the clock. Even if somebody's like got you in a grab or something and that counter hits 0, then you've got it. You've won.
Is that unlimited enemies on that, or can you?
It seems unlimited. Like they were just coming out of the walls,
Hell
dude.
yeah! Do
They
you
were
get
just
more for more kills? Like more?
Yeah, like there's a lot of different
Yes.
points and
Oh my
stuff.
God,
At the
yes.
end of everything, there's like a scoreboard essentially for everything that you did.
Yeah.
Your difficulty's part of that too. Like there's 6 different difficulty settings with score multipliers for how high your difficulty is.
Do you get to choose the difficulty?
Yeah,
Is there
Yeah.
grounded?
yeah. There's grounded, and then
Oh,
there's a custom difficulty
baby.
beyond that too.
Yes.
Yeah.
Excellent.
And then the other modes, there's Hunted that I didn't do, where you survive a set amount of time. Oh, wait, no, Hunted's one I just talked about. Sorry, Holdout. You and an ally will be attacked by infected, and you're supposed to use supplies to set up a defense, but you will fail if your ally goes down.
Ooh, like that David encounter. Oh my gosh. Oh.
And then the other one that I didn't get to do is called Capture, where there's a safe in the level, and you've got to find a way to get to the safe and get the goods out of the safe.
Yo, that's sick.
Without, getting taken out.
Cool.
And then sort of the way that the full run works, like I said, you've got everything on the board and you pick your path, but there's it looks like 5 encounters, at least for the first thing, and then there's a boss fight. And the first boss fight is the bloater in the arcade.
Yeah.
And Naughty Dog says there's 6 bosses overall, and you take them down in sequence, right? So once so the bloater in the arcade is always going to be there until you beat it, and then there'll be another boss at the end of the run.
Awesome.
And until you beat all of them, it's just you just have to beat the next one, and then I think after you beat all 6, then they start to shuffle.
Very cool. I was surprised I saw, and it makes sense, I guess for this mode. I watched a little bit of that bloater clip you had, and it was interesting because it was just hitting you for damage instead of in the main game it grabs you and just rips you apart, so you can't melee it or get close really. So
yeah, but it was still
some
really
changes to the boss, which is cool.
Yeah, it was still really rough. Like that, I don't think Sancho West even got to it. And then once I got there, I had exhausted so many of my supplies on the previous level that it was whoops. Because I had unlocked a double-barreled shotgun, but I had no ammo. So it's I got 2 shots of that thing, and it was all right, next weapon.
Yeah.
And there's that arena is so small, there was just nowhere to hide, kind of thing too, to heal up.
Oh, I wonder what the bosses are, because it's if you're, I guess maybe if you're on, because I was thinking could Ellie be a boss? But then what if you were Ellie? Would you be fighting yourself?
Yeah, probably not. Probably
that's
not
weird.
on one
And
of those.
Yeah.
So
I wonder, the Rat King would probably
Definitely.
be last.
Definitely, yeah.
But yeah, 6 bosses. That's sweet.
And then, so there's some other things that kind of unlock as you play. So one of them is what they call mods. And so you know how I was saying all of the different rewards and stuff show up on the Polaroid when you're looking at it on the board? There are also mods that randomly appear on each encounter.
I saw the fog, and that's sick.
Yeah, so Thick Fog is one of the mods.
Yeah.
Another one of the first ones I saw was enemies will drop bombs when they die.
Yeah, that's brutal.
So it's you gotta knock them out and then just book it. There was one with Infected that I was trying to use it to my advantage because they just run towards anything. So it's okay, kill this one here and then try to bait the others into running into the bomb before it explodes. But other mods that there are, enemies could have more health. You could get that heal on melee kill as one of them. Stuns restore melee durability for your weapon. One that I saw that was oh no, invisible enemies?
Whoa!
I did not see it in action. It was on the list. I do not want to see it. That one's gotta be rough.
Invisible enemies? Oh my goodness.
And then there's one where melee attacks will set enemies on fire, which is pretty nice.
Nice.
And then there's another thing called gambits, which is kind of similar. So these are like little mini challenges within an encounter. So like you might not have anything like on the first wave or second wave, but then like wave 3, a gambit will pop up and you'll get extra rewards and stuff if you accomplish that gambit,
Nice.
as well as those are part of the challenges too. So those will also, like if you complete gambits, you'll unlock other things.
Like skins and stuff, you think?
Maybe, I'm not sure.
Okay.
But yeah. So one was like the simplest one was just like get a headshot.
Yeah.
There's one where you like get a headshot on like an enemy that's being grappled, which I would think you could only do if you also happen to be in an encounter with an ally, which you
I
don't
think
have every time.
you can grab someone and then just
Then
that's
shoot
probably
them while
what
they're
it meant.
grabbed.
Yeah.
Yeah, that might be too. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's one where you'd have to get 3 kills like in a row with like rapid succession, and then there was one where it's like dodging like 5 melee attacks. So those little things there.
Yeah.
And then another thing that popped in there is dead drops, and this is interesting. So there's like a mailbox in a level, and if you go up to the
Like
mailbox,
an actual mailbox?
yeah, like the
Cool.
like the blue drop box
Yeah,
that's like on
yeah.
the corner, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And if you go up to it, it'll have like an icon for materials or weapons that you need to drop in there. So like it might be like, the scissors and the tape,
Yeah.
however many of those, or it might be like put in a full med kit or put in a couple of pipe bombs or whatever.
Whoa.
And you put those in the drop box, and then when you get back to your hideout after you've won that encounter, there will be a reward there waiting for you. And so one time that I put a med kit into the box, I came back and I had a recipe for pipe bombs.
Awesome.
And then another time, I put in, I had to put in, I think, a shiv and a pipe bomb, both.
Dang.
And when I got back, that's when I got the double-barreled shotgun.
Merry
So
Christmas.
you don't know what you're gonna get. So you
Yeah.
kind of have to like trust, like, all right, I'm gonna drop some stuff in here and hope that like my next encounter is gonna have something cool.
That is so awesome. Wow.
But-
Seems like there's a lot to think about and a lot of things to think about when you choose your level, and then a lot of things to think about when you're playing the level, and then a lot of things to think about when you're like upgrading and deciding on, what you spend your money on.
Yeah, because even like your playstyle will change, based on like what your character can do. Like again, like with Abby,
Love
like
that.
getting heals on melee hits. It's like you're gonna be looking for those melee weapons a lot more than with somebody else.
Yeah.
And then the same thing with the different modes. Like Hunted, I was having a hard time with, first starting out because again, it's just like they're just relentless. But I got to a Hunted where it was in the logging camp, and I was able to like climb a ladder and get up into the rafters. And so I was just basically able to hold out the timer, up there, and just like snipe off a couple of people, but it's like basically like try to make sure nobody knew I was there.
Yeah.
I did get an S rank on one of them,
Nice.
which was on the shipping yard, and there was a bunch of infected coming at me, but it was just really nice because there's some good choke points in there. There's like one where they had to like squeeze through a fence,
Yeah.
so I could just like shoot through that gap in the fence, or I could get up on the shipping containers, and then I knew that like they could only come at me from like the left or the right, and if they started getting too close, I could hop away. And then, yeah, like, when do you want to use a shiv? When do you want to be loud with a pipe bomb? Like, all of these different little things. Like, even the flamethrower, it was like, this is great to have a flamethrower, but, like, then it, like, runs out of juice, and it's like,
Fast, yeah.
I gotta run now.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
let me run away from these dudes in the TV station. It's like, ah.
How many levels did you see, do you think?
Let me see if I can figure out, because I did, yeah, Jackson... the logging camp, the TV station. There was one that was like, what's weird is sometimes you'll get ones that are like, it's a question mark. And so you don't know what you're getting into until you get there.
Yeah.
The brewery, the resort, the supermarket, the subway, with that red light,
Yeah,
that freaky
love
subway.
that. Iconic.
The forest with the parking garage. So yeah, so like a good like
Good amount.
8 to 10 different
Yeah,
levels.
a lot of
Yeah,
characters, a lot of mods, a lot of levels. Excellent.
yeah.
Heck
So,
yeah.
and it's, dude, it's just like one of those things where it's like, it took me a while to warm up, and then like I
Mhm.
get a good solid run in, and now it's like, oh crap, I just want to go back,
Yep.
but I'm not gonna get to play this now for like 6 weeks. Comes out on January 19th.
I'm ready, blood. I'm ready.
Yeah,
One more run. One more run. That's what it's gonna be all night long. One more
yeah,
run.
yeah. I think like if you're determined, like you could probably like unlock everyone pretty quickly because
Yeah.
they seem to make that fairly easy.
Mhm.
But there's so many like yeah with the modifiers and gambits and stuff. I'm curious like how long it'll go before like you feel like you've actually seen everything
Yeah.
and done
Well,
all the bosses.
and I think that's a really great way to add a little length without it feeling artificial is 6 bosses. So basically you have to finish 6 runs minimum all the way.
Yeah,
And that'll take, a little bit of time for sure. So I really like that. Like
yeah,
that's like one of the best things you've told me is like, yo, one boss at a time, 6 of those, that is hype. Because then you're like, you want to get through that one to see what the next one is. It's like, what are
yeah.
these bosses going to be?
And relearning those levels all over again and like figuring out, I was like, okay, where do I want to be? Because that's one of the reasons like you die so quickly because it's like I am out in the open and I don't know where to go, and that guy's got a shotgun and dead.
Yeah. I'm hoping there's just one new boss. Just
Oh yeah,
like the 6th and final boss. If it was like something new, that would be amazing. But
yeah.
if
Oh,
there's not,
and-
it's
and-
fine. But that would be really sick.
Even after I had done my good run with Abby, like I started trying things out with Dina, but then like they had dogs and I hadn't faced the dog again. I'm like, what crap? What do I do? And I just panicked. I took the dog out, but then I got taken down.
Nice. Heck yeah, bud.
But cool. So yeah, it's fun times. Thank you everyone for watching. You can check us out at youtube.com/easyallies. And if you like everything that you see, check us out at patreon.com/easyallies because we are funded by viewers just like you. And we will see you a lot this week. See you soon. Preview access provided by PlayStation.